this cap off right here. Just use a small screwdriver or a pry tool. Slide that off. Take a T25 socket. Just loosen this bolt. While you're loosening that, this cover is going to come off. And you don't have to pull the bolt out completely. This will just slide out, just like that. Take this cover off here. You can just use this small pocket screwdriver. Just want to pop that off. There's a little tab that you can get in behind. Right there. Just pry it out. It's just clipped in. The cover right here. Pop that one off with a pocket screwdriver. There's 2 bolts there, 1 bolt there, and then 1 bolt underneath. We're going to take those out with a 7mm socket. Oops. Take those out. And 1 underneath. And just get underneath here with a trim tool. And it's got push clips. Just pop those out. Go all around. And you want to grab the panel with it loose. You want to slide up. It might be a little tricky. The window weather stripping is going to come up with it. Or it might come up with it. Normally this comes up with that, and then you got to take that off. I'll show you that later. Then take this, pop this cable off, push down on the tab, slide it out and slide it off. Disconnect the connectors. There's 1 there. There's 1 under here. Pop those off. Slide it out of the way. Now just slide the vapor barrier back. If you need to, you can use a razor blade and cut the butyl tape. You should be able to just peel it. Just so you can get your arm up in here. Up. And that's where the connector is. It should be attached to the handle. You're gonna have to disconnect it. To disconnect it, this one's obviously broken, but you're gonna have to pry this down right here. This little lock right there, and then push down on that button. As you push down on that button, you should be able to slide this out. Sometimes it's easier to just get in there, pry it, and try to slide it out that way. Just like that. That'll slide up, and you'll be able to take out the handle from the outside. Take this screw out right here. Use a T8 driver or a socket. Pull that screw out, just like that. Take this screw out right here. Use a T8 driver or a socket. Pull that screw out and slide this cover off. And then you can pull the wire through that you already disconnected on the inside. You might have to use a straight blade screwdriver and just get the flap opened up so you can slide the connector through. And slide that connector out. Then grab the handle, and you want to just slide it towards the outside of the door. You might have to pull it out a little, slide it, and then slide it out. And make sure you put the gasket on, get that lined up. There's a gasket on this side too, it's okay. You know, we want to slide this in. Before we do slide this in though, there is a little latch there that this needs attached to. It needs to attach to. It's basically got 2 fingers on the side, and then there's 1 in the middle. And when it's in there, you have to pull it outwards slightly. So if you use a piece of string, you can just loop over the center piece, because we're going to have to pull it towards the outside of the vehicle. So you should be able to do that. Oops. It's got to be on the center one though to make it work, because we don't want the string to get stuck. All right, just like that. So we'll just hold that like that. Take the handle, slide it over here. Make sure you slide it in over here. Slide it in over here first. And slide it in. And then with it in place, we can pull on the string. Get the handle over. And then move the handle this way. And then we'll just grab the string, just pull it out a little bit. And just slide it off. Just make sure it works properly, and that's the way it's supposed to be. Now we can slide the wiring harness through this little door right here. Slide that in there. Make sure this lines up. And just push it, that looks good. And take the screw, get the screw started, and snug it down. Not too tight. Now we'll connect the connector. Just get it to line up. All right, get that to line up. Lock in place, and then you can push down on the lock. Now you want this out of the way. There's a little tab where it can go, where it's attached to the outside of the door. Just like that. It's on the push tab. Now slide this piece back in place. Might have to pull the handle out just a little bit. Take the socket, just get that started. And just snug that up, not too tight. Just once it's a little bit loose, and just one more little snug. Slide it in, slide that cable through. And push the vapor barrier back on. If it's still falling off, you can use some more butyl tape and re-tape it up. If this piece came off with the door panel, you want to take and just slide it off to the side. Just like that. There's some clips holding it in. Just like that. You want to take these clips out, just use a trim tool. Just try to get behind here. And just pop these out. You're trying to get in between there and there. It should pop out. Just like that. Take all of those out. And they all go on the door like this. There's areas where you can see where they came out of. You just slide right on, just like that. Just make sure it doesn't go over the whole thing. You don't want them upside down. They just clip on right there. Just like that. Then take this weather stripping or window guide, and you want to slide this in place right here. Goes over the clips. Might have to go under the trim right here first. Just like that. That looks good. Take the door panel, connect the connectors. Secure that tab. It's in there. And this rod or cable, slide the cable in place. Slide it over. That's secure. And the lock rod, we want to slide this out, slide it into the door, When we push the door on, that's going to go back in like that. Slide that there. I get the door panel just lined up. You don't have to go down, you just have to get everything lined up. Those push pins are going to push in right there. Push clips. That looks good. Feels like it's ready. Just push it on. It's all clipped in. And put these screws back in. And tighten them down. Put the cover on here, lock it down, and put the cover right here. Lock it in, and put this cap over. There you go.